A Charlie Brown Christmas is woven into the tapestry of American Christmas traditions, along with gingerbread houses, holiday carols, and decorated Christmas trees. The made-for-TV movie is a humble animated television special that has transcended generations. A Charlie Brown Christmas, which first aired in 1965, is more than just an animated feature. It is a quiet, soulful meditation on the meaning of Christmas, and a testament to creative integrity, simple storytelling, and unshakable belief in heartfelt expression. So how did this now iconic piece of television come into existence? And why does it still resonate with so many people 60 years later in an age of social media spectacles, conspiracy theories, and commercial saturation? Welcome to That's Life, I Swear. This podcast is about life's happenings in this world that conjure up such words as intriguing, frightening, life-changing, inspiring, and more. I'm Rick Barron, your host. That said, here's the rest of this story. In the autumn of 1965, television executive Lee Mendelsohn found himself in a predicament that would ultimately lead to the creation of one of the most beloved Christmas specials of all time. What began as a documentary project about an unknown cartoonist would transform into a holiday miracle that continues to touch the hearts nearly 60 years later. The story of A Charlie Brown Christmas begins not with Christmas at all, but with baseball. Lee Mendelsohn, a filmmaker, had been captivated by the comic strip Peanuts and its melancholy protagonist, Charlie Brown. In 1963, Lee approached Charles Schulz with an idea for a documentary about the cartoonist's life and work. Though the documentary title A Boy Named Charlie Brown was well received, it failed to find a television sponsor. For 2 years, the project languished in limbo. Then in May of 1965, Mendelsohn's phone rang. It was a representative from the Coca-Cola Company, asking if he had any Christmas programming featuring the Peanuts characters. And without any hesitation, Mendelsohn replied, "Yes, we're working on a Christmas special right now." The truth was, no such project existed, but sometimes the most beautiful stories begin with a leap of faith. After hanging up the phone, Mendelsohn immediately called Charles Schulz. "Hey, we're going to do a Christmas special," he announced. Schulz, ever the perfectionist, was both excited and terrified. They had sold something that didn't exist, and they had less than 6 months to create it from scratch. The creative team assembled around this project was as unlikely as it was talented. Mendelsohn brought in animator Bill Melendez, who had previously worked on commercials featuring the Peanuts characters. Melendez, a veteran of the Disney and Warner Brothers studios, understood the delicate task of bringing the beloved Peanuts characters to life while maintaining their essential spirit. Now, Schulz insisted on writing the script himself, determined that the television special would remain true to the philosophical depth that made his comic strip very unique. This was no small challenge. Transforming 4-panel comic strips into a 30-minute narrative required expanding the Peanuts world while preserving its intimate, thoughtful nature. So the vision starts to take shape. From the beginning, Schulz envisioned something different from the typical Christmas programming of the era. While other holiday specials featured bright colors, energetic action, and commercial holiday cheer, Schulz wanted to explore the true meaning of Christmas through the eyes of his perpetually worried protagonist. The story that crafted was deceptively simple. Charlie Brown, feeling depressed about the commercialization of Christmas, seeks to find the holiday's true meaning. During the movie, Charlie is asked to direct a Christmas play, which he hopes will cure his depression. Instead, his selection of a small, sparse Christmas tree becomes the subject of ridicule from his peers. It's only through Linus's recital of the nativity story from the Gospel of Luke that Charlie Brown and the audience discovers the profound spiritual foundation of Christmas. This approach was revolutionary for television at the time. Children's programming rarely addressed existential themes or included explicit religious content. Schulz was taking on an enormous risk, creating a Christmas special that dared to be melancholy, philosophical, and deeply spiritual. Now, there's some hidden gems about how all this came to play. Let me walk you through these. What many viewers may not realize is the numerous obstacles that the creators faced in bringing their vision to the screen. The CBS executives were initially horrified by what they saw. The animation was different from anything on television they've seen before. Slower, more contemplative, with long pauses that mirrored the pacing of Schultz's comic strips. There was no laugh track, which was virtually unheard of for comedy programming at the time. Now, most controversial of all was Linus's speech about the true meaning of Christmas. CBS executives worried that the explicit biblical content would alienate viewers and advertisers. They pressured the team to remove the scene, but Schultz held firm. "If we don't do it, who will?" he asked. This wasn't just about maintaining artistic integrity. Schultz genuinely believed that television had a responsibility to address life's most profound questions. Now, the music track presented another challenge that became one of the special's greatest strengths. Instead of hiring a traditional television composer, Mendelssohn approached jazz pianist Vince Guaraldi, whose music he had heard in a coffee shop. Guaraldi's sophisticated jazz compositions were unlike anything in children's television. Tracks like Christmas Time Is Here and Linus and Lucy created an atmospheric backdrop that perfectly complemented the story's contemplative mood. Perhaps most remarkably, the voices were provided by actual children rather than adult voice actors, thereby giving the characters a very authentic, childlike charm. Taking this step was a big departure from industry standards. Peter Robbins played the voice of Charlie Brown, Christopher Shea, the voice of Linus, and Tracy Stratford played the voice of Lucy. All brought an authentic, unrehearsed quality to their performances. Now, the children often had difficulty reading their lines, requiring multiple takes and creative editing, but their genuine, hesitant delivery added to the special's charm. On December 8, 1965, the night before the special was scheduled to air, the creative team gathered for a final screening. The mood was somber. Everyone involved was convinced they had created a disaster. The pacing was too slow, they worried. The jazz music was just too sophisticated. And the religious content was too heavy. The lack of action and traditional holiday imagery would surely bore viewers. Bill Melendez later recalled that Schultz turned to him after the screening and said, "Well, we've just killed it." The team was so convinced of their failure that they began discussing how to handle the anticipated criticism. Well, a Christmas miracle was about to be born. On December 9, 1965, a Charlie Brown Christmas premiered on CBS, and something magical happened. Families across America gathered around their television sets and found themselves deeply moved by this quiet, thoughtful take on Christmas. The special captured nearly 50% of the television audience that night, an extraordinary achievement. More importantly, it resonated emotionally with viewers in ways that surprised everyone involved. The mail poured in, not criticism, but heartfelt thanks from families who felt the special had reminded them of what Christmas was truly about. Parents wrote about watching the children sit in focused attention during Linus's speech. Adults shared how Charlie Brown's struggles with depression and meaning reflected their own holiday experiences. The success of A Charlie Brown Christmas revealed something profound about American culture in 1965. Despite the country's increasing prosperity and the growing commercialization of Christmas, there was a deep hunger for authenticity and meaning. Schultz had tapped into a universal feeling, and that was the sense that amid all the holiday hustle and bustle, something essential was being lost. The special treatment of depression was groundbreaking for its time. Charlie Brown's melancholy wasn't treated as a character flaw to be quickly fixed, but as a genuine emotional state that deserved attention and understanding. This represented a significant shift in how children's programming approached complex emotions. Rather than suggesting that happiness was the default state and sadness was abnormal, Schultz acknowledged that feeling sad or loss was a regular part of the human experience. The story also provided a nuanced perspective on community and belonging. Charlie Brown's friends initially mocked his choice of the Christmas tree, but they ultimately came together to transform it into something beautiful. This suggests that acceptance and love can come from unexpected places, and that what seems flawed or inadequate might need the proper context to reveal its value. A Charlie Brown Christmas established new possibilities for television, animation, and children's programming. Its success proved that audiences would embrace more sophisticated content, paving the way for future animated specials that tackled serious themes. The special's visual style, limited character animation combined with beautifully painted backgrounds, influenced decades of television animation. The jazz soundtrack was equally revolutionary. Vince Guaraldi's compositions became synonymous with Christmas for millions of Americans, proving that children's programming could feature musically sophisticated content. Christmas time is here, and Linus and Lucy remain holiday classics playing in shopping malls, coffee shops, and living rooms every December. Now there's an enduring message here. What makes a Charlie Brown's Christmas essential viewing isn't just its historical significance or innovative production, it's the timeless relevance of its message. In our current era of increasing commercialization and digital social media distraction, Charlie Brown's search for authentic meaning feels more relevant than ever. The special reminds us that the most profound truths are often the simplest ones. Linus's explanation of Christmas, drawn directly from the Gospel of Luke, cuts through all of the commercial noise to focus on the essential Christian message of hope, love, and peace on earth. Whether or not viewers share this specific religious belief, the moment represents something universal, the power of stepping back from the chaos of daily life to remember what truly matters. The transformation of Charlie Brown's tree serves as a perfect metaphor for how love and community can transform what seems inadequate or broken. The tree doesn't change physically. It's still small and sparse, but when surrounded by love and acceptance, it becomes beautiful. This suggests that our own perceived inadequacies might be transformed not by changing ourselves, but by finding communities that see our actual value. Nearly 60 years after its premiere, A Charlie Brown Christmas continues to offer something increasingly rare in our fast-paced, high-stimulation world: permission to slow down and reflect. The special's deliberate pacing forces viewers to sit with emotions rather than rushing past them. In an age of instant gratification, this contemplative approach feels almost revolutionary. The special also provides an opportunity for families to engage with more profound questions together. Charlie Brown's struggles with meaning and purpose create natural opportunities for conversations about values, faith, and what makes life meaningful. These discussions are as relevant today as they were in 1965, perhaps more so in our increasingly secular and materially focused culture. For parents, the Christmas special offers an opportunity to model emotional honesty. Charlie Brown's depression isn't dismissed or quickly resolved. It's acknowledged as authentic and valid. This permits families to discuss difficult emotions and to understand that feeling sad or lost doesn't mean something is wrong with you. It just means you're human. What many viewers don't appreciate is the technical achievement the special represents. Created in just 6 months with a tiny budget, it required innovative solutions to traditional animation challenges. The team used limited animation techniques, minimizing character movement, while maximizing emotional expression through carefully crafted scenes and compositions. The voice recording process was particularly challenging. Working with child actors meant numerous retakes and creative editing to achieve coherent performances. Some of the most memorable moments came from these limitations. The slight hesitations and natural speech patterns of the young voice actors added authenticity that professional voice actors might not have achieved. Perhaps most remarkably, A Charlie Brown Christmas succeeded in presenting explicitly Christian content in a way that felt inclusive rather than exclusionary. Linus's recital of the nativity story is presented not as dogma, but as one possible answer to Charlie Brown's search for meaning. The special doesn't insist that viewers adopt this particular religious perspective, but it does suggest that spiritual reflection might offer solutions to existential questions. The approach was radical for its time and remains unusual today. The enduring power of a Charlie Brown's Christmas lies in its understanding that the most meaningful celebrations come not from external trappings, but from internal transformation. Charlie Brown's Christmas tree becomes beautiful not because it changes, but because the community around it changes its perspective. In our contemporary world of social media perfection and commercial excess, this message feels so prophetic. The special suggests that our search for meaning and joy might be misdirected if we focus on acquiring the right things or creating the perfect experiences. Instead, true fulfillment comes from community, reflection, and connection to something larger than ourselves. The special also reminds us that it's okay to feel melancholy during the holidays. Charlie Brown's depression isn't portrayed as a problem to be solved, but as a natural human response to a complex world. This acknowledgement of difficult emotions during a season that insists on joy feels both honest and compassionate. Ultimately, a Charlie Brown Christmas endures because it treats its audience, children and adults alike, with respect and intelligence. It assumes that viewers are capable of handling complex emotions and sophisticated ideas. In a media landscape that often underestimates its audience, the faith in human depth and capacity for reflection feels like a gift. In A Charlie Brown Christmas, Charles Schulz created more than entertainment. He created a meditation on hope, community, and the persistent human search for meaning. That this meditation came wrapped in the gentle humor and familiar characters of Peanuts makes it no less profound. Indeed, it may be precisely this combination of accessibility and depth that has allowed the special to speak to multiple generations of viewers, each finding in Charlie Brown's story a reflection of their own hopes and struggles. The little Christmas tree, transformed by love from something seemingly inadequate into something beautiful, stands as a perfect metaphor for what Charlie Brown's Christmas has become, a small, unexpected creation that has grown into something magnificent through the love and attention of millions of viewers across nearly 6 decades of Christmas seasons. So what can we learn from this story? What's the takeaway? At its heart, A Charlie Brown Christmas is a quiet protest against the commercialization of the holiday season. Charlie Brown, frustrated and disillusioned, tries to find meaning in a world that seems obsessed with glitz and gifts. His friends mock him. He attempts to direct a school play, fell apart. And yet, through Linus's calm and gentle reading of the nativity story and the gang's eventual embrace of Charlie Brown and his tiny tree, we are reminded that Christmas isn't about spectacle. It's about love. It's about grace. It's about being present. Well, there you go, my friends. That's life, I swear. For further information regarding the material covered in this episode, I invite you to visit my website, which can be found on Apple Podcasts, for show notes and the episode transcript. As always, I thank you for the privilege of you listening and your interest. Be sure to subscribe here or wherever you listen to podcasts so you don't miss an episode. And we'll see you soon.